Hey everyone, so today we are talking about Canon in D. I do have an entire course on this song just because it is so popular and there's a lot to learn from it. This video will be an overview of just the basics of understanding it, but I'm going to have a link below for that course so that if you're interested in it, you can check it out. It goes into a lot more detail and different ways of playing through it. So Canon in D. We have this uploaded in two different keys. The original, Canon in the key of D, that's why it's called Canon in D. And then I have it also in C for those instruments that don't play sharps or flats as well. So I also have it uploaded in Kalimba, and that's in the key of C. So let's take a look at this song. One thing I love about it is that even though it was very old, it still has a normal chord pattern that goes throughout the entire song. And here it's set up in a chord pattern of 8 chords. So in the key of D, we have D, A, B minor, F sharp minor, G, D, G, and A. And then it just repeats that over and over. The next 8 measures are the next 8 chords. The next 8 measures again. So you have these sections created where to begin with it's just a single note going down, each of them matching up with the chords that's playing, and then 2 notes going down. I do have this in tablature, but when it was coming down in 2 notes, I don't have those because that was a little bit weird to do on guitar, so I just have it single still. And then we keep going down, and then it comes into the main melody right here, and then a little bit faster melody, and then it finishes off slow again, and then the last part is the same as the beginning. Now, this is just how this version is set up. But what I love about this song is you just grab any of the chord pattern, so any 8 measures of those blocks, and you can play any of these sections on top of that. And most of the sections also work well with the other ones. But what it does is, say you're playing for like a wedding or something, and this is for all the bridesmaids coming down the aisle. Now, they may run into some problems. Some people are slower than they're supposed to be, and all of a sudden you have to play an extra 30 seconds of music. Now you can just grab any of these sections and play through them again and still end, and no one's going to know that you did any improv. And if you're playing with someone else, it's easy to go back to a section and they'll know exactly what part of the song you're on because they're just going to play through the chord pattern again anyway. So let's take a look at some of these. Let me go back to the key of C. So in the key of C, we have the chord pattern now being C, G, A minor, E minor, F, C. Normally this C is played lower, an octave lower than the other ones. You can't do that on all instruments, but that's often how it is played. F and then G. So let's just play through this and we'll talk about it real quick. So each of these notes, melody notes, are going down 1 step, but they are hitting on parts of all of the chords. And then it goes up a little bit more. Now here what we have is just the exact same thing, except this time we have a note that's a third below. So I'm just going to skip over that since it's the same. Then we have the normal melody. And it's just really basic, 1 note at a time. But once again, they're all hitting the emphasis notes. Emphasis notes of the chord of that measure. So it's really easy if you already know the chords to play along with the melody because the melody is part of the chord. Next section. Now right there is a kind of interesting part because it goes from a G, starts on a G, drops down an octave, and then almost goes all the way back up. So you're literally playing through the scale, which is kind of cool. It's like one of your normal exercises for most instruments, and it's literally part of the song. And right there we had a full scale from G all the way up to a higher G. Back to a melody. Now here on that F chord is the one place where I did a simplified version that stays in the key we're in, but normally it steps down chromatically. So it'd be from C to B to B flat to A, then back to a normal B. So it's a little bit different. It has more tones than we have in this key, because normally you go in the key of C, you go from C to B to A, and it steps down from C to B flat to A. So we have it this way, which still goes with the melody, dun 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 dun, still works with it, still works with the chords, but it's just a simplified version, especially for the instruments like Kalimba that can't go out of their key. It's one way that you can get around that and play the full song. And then the very end is just the same as the beginning, once again, in this version. So I have a couple of songs in the email that I sent you. One of them is just a version that I've done before on piano. That was my own rendition of it. But once again, this is so many different ways you can play this song. So I also included a punk version, which I thought was a lot of fun to listen to, and I think they did really well with the music video. It's just a fun video to watch and creatively told. So check those out and get some ideas of how you would enjoy putting your own spin on this song based on your instrument and your style and who you are. So this is a pretty big one because it's a full song that's been done so many times, but it's something that has so many basic parts to it, just like all the notes work with the chords and stuff like that. And once again, if you're interested, just check out the full course, because once I do go into more detail in that course. All right, great job, and I hope you enjoy playing through this song.